Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another day at the Garden Groove recording space. So last night we had the Nashville Drummers podcast in, so we're in podcast mode. If you haven't heard of the Nashville Drummers podcast, they're probably one of my favorite podcasts here that work out of this space, but also just like in Nashville in general. So check them out if you haven't heard about them. Today we have FOZMELLI coming in. This is a local Nashville band. They're coming into the space to record some demos so they can have some material to send out for booking at some venues here in Nashville, and yeah, really just starting to play out. So they need something that they can give to venues to show like, hey, this is our sound, and then something they can also send to other bands around Nashville to be like, hey, do you want to be on a bill with us, and do you want to play a show together? So we're gonna have Jackson Maddox. If you watch this channel, you know Jackson. He's kind of the go-to audio engineer here. And so he's going to come, he's going to set up, I think he's bringing his Russian ribbon mics, which we've done some videos about, and they're really cool mics. So he's got a whole vision in mind for how he's going to mic up the drums and just mic up the room. So we'll have him break that down once the session is over. But for the time being, I'm going to take us out of podcast mode. I'm going to take down these mics and set up the kit a little bit, and yeah, get ready for Jackson and FOZMELLI to come by a little bit later. So stay tuned.
All right, we just wrapped up with FOZMELLI. That was a really fun session. They were super tight. We got everything for the most part knocked out. We're probably going to hit a few overdubs, but we're most of the way there, and we were listening back to the rough mixes, and it was sounding way closer to what a final mix should sound like than I probably have ever heard on a rough mix. I'm not making that up. So very excited to dig into this one and start putting the final touches on it. Quick little rig rundown just to go over everything I used and sort of my thought process behind it. We had, of course, our basic 8 mics that we always have, which is a Shure Beta 52 on kick in, a United FET 47 clone on kick out, SM57s for snare top and bottom. We had the Earthworks DM20s on rack tom and floor tom, a pair of AKG 414s as overheads, and then I did kind of a kit mic. It was sort of out in front of the kit, maybe about 3 feet back or so, maybe 2 feet, not super far back, and that was the Warm Audio WA19. We have a review on that one if you want to go check it out. It's on the channel. We had kind of an interesting setup on the room mics. It's not a new thing, but it's something that I have never tried, and that is a mid-side configuration. So basically the way that it works is that you take one microphone that faces the drum kit or whatever the source is, and then you take another microphone and you line up the capsule and you put it in, if it needs to be a figure 8 mic, you put it in figure 8 mode and you turn it to be sideways to the kit. So the kit is looking at the null point of that microphone. And what you do is you go into your DAW and you duplicate that track. And because you're picking up from both sides, you have a positive end and a negative end. You duplicate that track and you flip the phase. So then you get the positive and negative ends flipped. and then you pan those and you get a stereo effect. We used the Russian ribbon mics for the room sound. So for the bass, we did DI, and then that sounded great. He had a really good tone dialed in. And then on guitar, he had his katana, the Boss Katana, and he got it really, really dialed in, really solid tone. I'm really just blown away by Shure SM57 pointed right at the center of the cone. Any amp, I have not had it fail me yet. And then for vocals, we did another SM7 for scratch vocals. And then we did vocal overdubs, and we had that same SM7, but we paired it with a warm WA251, which is, of course, based on a Telefunken 251, and that just made for a good blend. Male vocals sound really great with an SM7. It's very smooth and it captures a lot of the depth, but sometimes you want a little bit of that top-end sheen, so I just threw that 251 up so that it could grab a little bit of that and get some more high-end detail. And in the mix stage, I'll play around with a balance between those two mics and kind of figure out how I want to mix it.
All right, so just wrapped up. Dude, it's always so fun. It's actually always so fun to get just a good group of people like they are. They're so down to earth. It's really just like hanging out with friends and just recording your favorite songs together. It's fun. I love that kind of stuff. It's fun to see Jackson do what he does best, and it's fun to see people share and record the songs that they've been working on for so long. If you guys have certain questions about how a studio like this is run, how we get maybe clients, how we get bands to come in, or even podcasters, or how do you treat the room, whatever it is, we're more than glad to be useful and actually help you do something similar to this. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole deal, and we'll see you in the next video. Appreciate it.